Hello and good evening, everybody. We thank you all for taking the time to attend the webinar this evening, and we hope that all of you will find something really useful to take away and implement. We have attendees from India, Nepal, Africa, and the Middle East, which is very encouraging. My name is Jacob, and I handle business development through our partner program at IDS. For those of you who are new to this program today, we have listed all our integration partners on our portal, which is open in front of you. Alternatively, you can also visit us at www.apps.idsnext.com. Each of our partner products complements our core ERP and PMS product. The benefits of the partner program, for your information, is that we identify the best companies in terms of product pricing and services to the specific geography, and we have a deep integration with their product so that for you as a customer, it is just plug and play. In today's webinar, we have our partner for loyalty and rewards, EasyRewardz. And without taking much more time, I would like to introduce our speaker this afternoon, Mr. Tejas Kadakia, who is the director and co-founder of EasyRewardz. He will tell us the benefits of how this deep integrated loyalty and rewards program, which does personalization, which is the key to customer engagement, adds value to your hospitality business. Over to you, Tejas.
Thank you, Jacob, for the kind words and introduction. Hello, everyone. And again, just a short introduction. My name is Tejas Kadakia, one of the co-founders of the company EasyRewardz. The topic today is how can you personalize experiences for your customer and how that can help you increase revenue per customer who walks into your hotel. So that's the topic which I want to reach in. The way I want to take this topic today is quickly I'll give you an introduction about us, who we are as a company, the kind of clients we are working across countries which we've just named, and how, what are the best practices in personalization that's happening, why is it necessary, what are the best of hotel groups doing at this point of time to enable their own customers to come back. And then in the last, I will go to a little bit on how we can help you do this, just because we are so deeply integrated into IDS, and how we can help you make this a system which is seamlessly working for your end customer. So this is the path which I would want to take for today. I'm more than happy to get questions. You can post a question on the webinar question on the right side, and I will take it up as a part of either what I'm talking, or we'll take it at the end of what we are doing. So happy to take this forward quickly. So we're about a 7-year-old company focused to help brands do a concept called the B2C CRM. What that means is to help you create experiences or intelligent conversations between you as a brand owner and the end customer from a single platform, which is integrated to your channels where you're interacting with the customer. So be it to your Wi-Fi system, be it to your front-end POS, which is IDS, be it with your POS system, which is at the restaurants, your salons, integrated into other interfaces whereby you can capture who the customer is and help them create experiences which are personalized for them. So this is what we've been doing across retail, hospitality, banking, service retail. And we've got offices right now in India in 5 locations: Bombay, Gurgaon, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Calcutta. And we've got 2 locations outside of India currently, one in Dubai and one in Kathmandu. So these are the locations from where we are serving our clients across the regions. We currently manage over 150 entities live in over 5,000 different kinds of properties, be it in hospitality or retail. We manage over about 35 million customers across these programs to help the brand identify who the customer is, what they're doing, working for them, such that they can personalize the experience for their end customer from the single platform itself. At a team level, we're four of us. One of them, I've already introduced myself. I've got three other partners who've been doing and helping run loyalty programs as an end-to-end solution for a lot of the retail across India and the globe. And we've got an experienced team which understands on how to attack the problem of the end customer. So the way Ideas helps you identify the product, which is your room nights at the center or your rooms at the center. We are taking the mechanics in which we take the customer at the center and do things around the customer. So can you keep the experience of the customer at the central focus, and can you understand what the customer is doing across across different facets in which they are interacting with you? So that's where we've differentiated the product for you. Quickly, just a little bit about the brands. So as I said, we are working in different verticals. So in banking, we run two large banks in India, Kotak being the fourth largest bank in India. And a lot of the apparel brands which we run, right from Bata to Jimmy Choo, Armani, your Aldo, Mango, Spiker, Indian Terrain, Fab India, Manyavar. So we're running a lot of the apparel brands where we help them do the same thing. We do this for specific F&B brands also. So we're running the whole of Yum India, which is for Pizza Hut, Sanjeev Kapoor Restaurants, which is Yellow Chilies. And we run the Tables brand, which is a Cold Stone, Bloomsbury, Chilies, Namagoto. So there are some of the ones which we've put in. In hospitality, we run the Fun Group of hotels. We're doing HHI. We're doing Hyatt's dealer incentive program. So we also have a mechanics to help run the agent program. So we run this for the whole Hyatt group in India. We're running KGH in Nepal. We're doing JB Road Hotels in Delhi, and many more. So we're doing a lot of the single hotels also. So we're doing in Jaipur, we're doing Grand Uniara, we're doing Center Point in Nagpur, we're doing Pride Group of Hotels, and we're doing a lot of the other chains where we are helping them create the solutions for their end customers. I'm not going to go quickly. This is any which way just talking about the other group of hotels across industries which we function. Taking you to the top quickly, I just wanted to bring a snapshot of this is a study which KPMG has done some time back. So it's KPMG plus Accenture which they have done. So it says that why is personalization and what is the advantage of doing it, and why personalization is helped brands stay ahead of the curve. Right? So just some statistics so that you understand on how this helps for your brand and where it can take you to the next level. So if you just look at the stats which we've put in, 41% of customers or consumers are loyal to brands if they have the opportunity to personalize products. Right? So if you're able to give them an experience which is very specific to them. So the customer is walking in, you know the customer, you prefer the soft pillow. Can you have the room ready with the soft pillow for that customer? Right? So that delight helps them to bind with the brand very, very well. Right? So 44% of customers, love if the brands actively engage with them and create products and services which is all around them. Right? So is there an opportunity for the brand, and specifically being in the services industry, you can actually create experiences for the end customer where they're not thinking, they realize that, okay, hey, the hotel is giving me what I like because this is the place I love to come and stay because of the experiences that they give me. 41% are more than happy to work with brands where they create new experiences, things outside the box, right? So a lot of the hotels which are also working in the industry are helping the end customer get experiences not only within their ecosystem, but also things which are around the city. Right? So can I say that, okay, hey, can I give you an experience where we'll get a free spa service next door, or we'll get you a discount at the restaurant which is very close by, not necessarily in the hotel, but something which is the best restaurant in the city. 33% of customers where there is multi-sensory experiences. Right? So what multi-sensory means is things where the interaction of the customer is happening across channels where the customer is engaging with you. Like for example, in hotels, it could be be it on your own website, at the hotel, at each of the touch points where the customer is doing. It could be a mobile app. which have come where you can easily check in, using an app kind of system. And ITS has built a brilliant product to make that happen. 50%, 51% of them are looking for things which are cutting edge and things which are really out of the box, new age technologies which are used by the brands. A lot of the customers prefer to see new things which are happening. Right? So Wi-Fi is a great mechanics which is now predominantly used in hotels, but it's another service which can enable you to capture data of local customers. So a lot of the other tools which have come up, which a lot of the customers prefer to use as a part of service when they are experiencing the brand itself. Why this personalization? Why should you personalize? Right. One is obviously there is a huge pressure to keep on decreasing the cost of the room. Right. So because of the competition increasing, the third parties going gung-ho and pushing the room rates down. So instead of trying to reduce cost of the room night, can't you improve experiences such that the customer is ready to pay for it? Obviously to maintain profit margins. If you're able to create personalized offers for the brand, the customer believes in the brand itself, you have a chance of increasing the profit margin just because you are not compromising on the cost and you're helping the customer believe that he's getting a personalized service for him or herself when they're at the property itself. It also, understanding the guest need and preferences, right? So if you know that, Tejas is walking on into the hotel tomorrow, and if you're able to help get things done the way I like it, the chances for me to move to another brand becomes low because I'm a frequent traveler and I understand that you as a brand already understand me. So I don't need to, go to a new property every time and again tell them what I need, right? So if you're able to, get those preferences done well and able to customize that experience, even 70% of it well, the customer just loves that delight, when they walk in, and they love it when they get what they always wanted to do. So at an experience end, again, hotels have a great mechanics to make that happen. Like for example, I had gone to Taj 2 weeks back on my anniversary, and they knew it was an anniversary, so they had set up the room in a way with the balloons, with the cake and champagne coming in. So that experience was built in. They got my best. The newspaper which I love to read was right there. The pillow which I love sleeping on was there. The soft pillows which I love. So they created that experiences which enabled me to feel delighted. Right. So that's the experience which can happen if you know who the customer is. You know what they want, and if you're able to utilize that for that customer's experience, it can take the notch up for you as a brand. So that's the one key reason why you would need personalizations. What is the advantage of, what advantages you get if you're able to do personalization, right? One is you have an opportunity to do direct bookings, right? So you can actually push the customer that, hey, I'm going to be able to help you create better experiences. But guess what? Instead of booking from a Make My Trip or any other third party, you need to book from my own website or call and get it done. Right? So that can help you, get the customer to book directly from your website instead of going from the third party. Obviously, that enables you to get better experience for the end customer, and it also allows you to use the margin which you give to the third party for the end customer, right? So that's a big advantage of making that happen. It allows you to build direct relation with the customer. You can obviously know the customer better and serve them better. It improves the repeatability if you're able to get direct bookings from you. And obviously, it's helping you increase the bottom line, right? So instead of giving a 30% margin or 25% margin to your third parties or OTAs, you're using probably half that margin back to the customer to delight them. And who's doing it? So just to give you some benchmark, pretty much all the big guns have now forced it down the throat of the customer that if you want the next level of experience, if you're looking to get points, you have to book with us directly, right? And almost all the large groups have started doing it. I've experienced it. I booked through Agoda for a Novotel in Singapore, And when I reached there, they said, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to issue you points." Though I stayed for over 11 nights, but I didn't earn my points or the free nights because I'd done the booking from Agoda. Right? So, and that's deterrent to me because I'm extremely, I go there and stay to that Noida for that often. But hearing that because I've done it from Agoda, I will not get these points, forced me the next time to actually do a direct booking, because I know that I've lost that number of points just because of the amount of money which I spend there. The brands are pushing directly, so they're getting on a third party if you book through us, right? So there's an experience, and if you're able to create that experiences, it can enable you to get those direct bookings up per se. Just a case study. In 2016, Hilton rolled out a campaign called "Stop Clicking Around," and I'm sure a lot of you might have gone through it. And if you look at it, the campaign performance of it, 90% enrollment has gone up in the Hilton Honors. 150%, there's been a year-on-year increase on the access of mobile app and business through that mobile app itself. The 70,000 app downloads have happened in a week. There's been a 200% increase year-on-year on business itself for Hilton, from just making sure that they're able to, notch up the points only on Hilton rewards and not from third OTAs itself. They've been able to divert, 5x of the traffic from the OTAs to the web. Their direct bookings have gone up by 5x as compared to bookings which were happening for OTAs. 55% occupancy has gone up, and that bookings have come only by the members of the program itself, which talks about how strongly they believe that if I'm able to engage my own customer deeply, I can see that revenue coming in. He's put in a statement saying that consider us as the cheapest source of referral. Right? So he's saying that if the first booking happens from me, consider that. So he's an Expedia CEO. So you say that if the first booking happens from me, consider that I am the cheapest source for you to get a referral in. But once the customers come in, if you still make the customer come in and book through me, then you're stupid enough, right? So you're saying that once you get the customer in, bring that customer into your loyalty program, and you just have to pay me once. And then let the customer take your experience and build and make him a part of your program, right? So you're saying that use me only as an activation channel, but once you get the customer into the group, bring him the experience of the brand and let him do do it directly. So somebody coming from a guy who runs a marketplace and an OTA and saying that that most of the hotels don't use us as an affiliate, but they believe that all the bookings are going to come from Expedia. Right. So this is something which is a strong statement made by one of the largest OTAs globally, and I believe this. All of you sitting here should take this up very strongly. That how do I convert my OTA customer to my influencer customer and get him to do my direct bookings? Help him build that experience directly with me and not through an OTA. And that's where obviously we can help you get this done, but I believe this is a channel for you to acquire customers. Right, just another figure, right? So in 2016, $570 billion is the hotel industry. OTAs collected $16 billion in commission, right? That's a huge amount of money. Right? So if you're able to even plow half of it back to your own customer who walks into your brand because of the experience, you will make a big difference on the bottom line and the experience to the end customer. Moving ahead, just highlighting 2-3 points that it is obviously more expensive, and it's about 6 or 7 times more expensive to attract a new customer as compared to retaining a customer. Right? So if you're able to focus on helping your brand retain your own customer, you're going to spend far less in marketing to be able to retain these customers longer, right? From our experience in the last 6.5-7 years, is that people who are engaged and are loyal to the brand spend at least 1.5 to 2x more than the regular customers walking in, right? So they have a propensity to spend more at the brand just because they're loyal to the brand. You don't need to prove who you are. They know that, the experience and the food and the stay is going to be top class, and they're ready to spend a little bit more just because they love the brand or they love the brand, right? So it enables you to do, just put this in words, that obviously it helps you reduce the cost. The transactions go up. The average transaction value per customer goes up if you've got a customer who's engaged with you. Expenses related to the customer, changing decreases. The cost of failure decreases because the customer knows what the expectation is. He knows that you're going to hit the expectation. The consumption at the hotel goes up, as I've seen, that by just making a campaign which says stop clicking, 55% of the bookings came from the regular customers, right? So there's an opportunity for you to retain and engage that customer who's walked into the brand. You can get a huge referral, right? So if you run a program for referral, you can get the customers who are brand advocates to push the other customers or other friends of theirs and families of theirs to come and stay with you, right? So it's an opportunity where, everybody says in marketing that word of mouth marketing is the best form of marketing. So if you're able to get your brand advocates to talk about you to their fellow colleagues, their friends, their family, there's nothing like it. And the cost of it is really minimalistic to incentivize them to come and stay, as compared to plowing that money to do large advertising. Just a small number, 5% increase in customer retention can help you increase profits from 25% to 95%. And this is something which we've seen year on year, brand on brand, right from a small retail business to small hospitality, F&B businesses to large groups of chains. You also know, the reason why Amazon is Amazon is because they're able to create personalized experience for the end customer, right? So they're bringing in the data which they're consuming from the end customer to better their experiences when they're shopping with them. So, as an hospitality services industry, you have a great opportunity to do that. If you're able to nurture that customer, nurture the data of the customer, and use it right to help them go up the funnel to be able to make them go to the next level. Just one word from Hyatt Hotels, and I thought it was a great thing, and hence I brought this as a part of the presentation. Hyatt's goal is to provide a personalized experience for each guest. This is their motto in life. We aim more heads-up time, interaction with their customers, than people focusing on computer inputs, right? So they're obviously focused and geared to create experiences for their end customers as much as possible, to have large interactions between the staff and the end customer. And if they have the tool in place which is correct, it can just help them to take the personalization to the next level, right? And obviously one of the tools required is the mechanics to be able to understand the customer better to take it to the next level. I've just put in some mechanics on how you can really do the things on personalization, because the word personalization looks easy, but it is a lot of effort across technology, operations, marketing, brand owner, and all of them have to have a thought that we want to take it to the next level. One of the key things to make this happen is you need to have a single golden copy of your customer. So right now, if you see, you might not have a single copy of your customer, and you'll have sitting databases of that same customer across channels. So you have a feedback system where the data is collected separately. Your front-end POS is collecting data which is independent. Your Wi-Fi system is collecting data which is independent. So there are multiple channels where your social media data is getting separated. So you don't have a single view of that customer. So the key, if you really want to do personalization, is you need to have a one uniform place where you can keep this customer data, right? And that's why we call it the golden copy. So if you're able to keep a golden copy which can be consumed across platforms, it can help you create the right practice for setting up the personalization. One of the core things is you need to keep on collecting data actively, right, and not passively. So you really need to be able to push customer data for every transaction that the customer does with you. Wherever there's an interaction, you need to be able to know who the customer is. So it has to become the part of the DNA of the staff. It has to become the part of their mandate that every time the customer is touching base, you need to identify the transaction or that interaction with that customer, who the customer is, right? So that can enable you to go get closer to be able to create personalization experiences. You have to obviously free up the frontline employees so that from the daily routine, and give them the tool which can enable them to create interactions which are more intimate. Right? So give them a tab which gives them, okay, hey, this is a customer. He's walked in 4 times. He prefers a red wine. And give them the mechanics which can enable him to create conversations which are meaningful and more intimate with the end customer. So you have to give them tools to make that happen. One of the other things which a lot of brands have tried and been doing is creating these beacons to push notifications to be able to bring that customer. So Marriott does that in close to the spas and restaurants, and it sends out a promotion saying 20% off if you walk in the next 15 minutes. Right? So those kind of things have really helped create pushment or upliftment of experiences within the hotel group itself. Obviously, the other, which is a key thing, is to create communication. Right? So by running a CRM program, if you really need to create experiences, you need to start communicating. And the communication cannot be a one-off. It has to become a part of the process where you start sending out campaigns in and out depending on the customer life journey. Right? So if the customer is, he was a loyal customer coming once a month to come and stay with you and has not come back for 3 months, you need to sit up and draw either do a call, or you need to be able to send out a campaign, hey, we miss you, wanted to see when is the next day over, is there an opportunity for me to help you out in some other city because you were looking for experiences, right? So is there a mechanics to make that happen? And that can only happen when you start segmenting this data in smaller buckets, creating experiences for them basis that bucket is something which is important, right? And the first step to do it is to create as much engagement with them with as many touch points as possible with these end customers. How can we help? So what I wanted to do, obviously we are getting closer to 4, and I believe we've got time only till 4. So I'm going to just show a quick journey, and I'm going to take you to 2, 3, 4 other slides just on how we can help you achieve engagement with the customer, which eventually can lead into a CRM program and a hook for the customer to keep on engaging with you. I'm just what I've done is I've just created a customer experience life stage for the hospitality industry. So I'm saying that it starts where the customer is searching for a hotel. He does a reservation. The customer reaches out to you. They do a check-in. They stay with you in the room. They're using other services, and then they check out, right? And after checkout, there's a mechanics where they can evaluate your experiences by giving a feedback. So pretty much we can help you in each of the touch points by the system itself. So on search, you can obviously put in offers and promotions. You can take reviews of the customer and show it to the customer. At reservation, you have another opportunity to get the customer data where you can understand the customer and then take it to the next level. On reach, you can create experiences around parking. You can have free shuttles from the airport to pick them up. There could be a map which would be given across the city. In Singapore, I've seen that they've created a mobile app which the mobile phone is the gift to their end customers they can use within the city itself. During check-ins, we have a mechanics whereby you can create a special line for these top customers of yours and give them an experience perception before the perception is built in and send them. So we as a company can help you touch base with the customer in each of these touch points using our deployment across the platform where you're interacting with the customer. And the way we do this, obviously the means to get to personalization is the first is you need to know who the customer is. Once you know who the customer is, you need to have a hook to the customer such that every time they come to you, you are able to incentivize them to make sure that the bookings are happening direct. Make sure that they're giving the data every time. You need to give them a hook or an incentive. So what we do is obviously we integrate across your interfaces such that you're able to collect customer data across touch points, right? So one touch point obviously is ideas, and we've integrated it very tightly, not only to run a loyalty program in points, but we are now taking it to the second level where you can also run discount offers. You can actually run a 10% off for Tejas on a Wednesday evening, right? Or a gift voucher, which says that you have a voucher which you can consume multiple times. That I load of $5,000, which I've sent out to a corporate, and me as Tejas can use that vouchers again and again in a period of time. So we've got mechanics whereby we've integrated with the ideas to enable you to use multiple features of CRM onto the platform. So this can enable you to be able to create a hook with that customer. Now, once that data flows into our core engine, where you can run a point program, which is a loyalty program in points. The advantage of running a point program is that it becomes the single smallest denomination of incentive to your customer to book directly with you, to give them an encouragement and a thank you for every time they come and stay. It's another incentive for them to come back to use these over time. It also allows you to understand the customer across the hotel property. Right? So if you're a large group, it gives you an opportunity to create this single golden goose across the hotels, so that the experience for the customer when he walks across the hotels is common by using the same platform itself. If you're a single property, you would want to understand that the customer who's coming locally, can I capture that data when he comes to the restaurant and then use that data to upsell my banquets to that customer? Or can I sell the spa service when the customer is coming and staying with me? Right? So those kind of things can run from the platform itself. You can run a point program, you can run gift vouchers, and you can run coupons, all integrated from the same platform itself. We have a large catalog of rewards which we've created, where the redemptions can also take place outside the ecosystem, where you can say earn points and redeem it for an airline ticket, right? So you have an opportunity to compete with the big guns of the Hyats and the Marriotts by creating experiences not only within the ecosystem of your hotel, but also outside within the city, because of the spread of retail which we have, the spread of malls which we run. So that's an advantage which you can take with us to build your experience better for the customer. Right? So you're trying to say that because you're staying with us, I'm giving an opportunity to explore the city to the next level. I'm going to give you coupons of offers within the city which you can consume while you're shopping or watching a movie, etc. For a large group of hotels, we also have a very strong financial accounting. So when you're in a group like a Fern hotel, what we've done is that the hotel of Fern, there are some owned corporate-owned hotels, and there are a lot of hotels which are franchisee-owned. So we have a very strong financial accounting system which enables them to maintain that who has to pay whom when redemptions happen. So we actually help the brand manage that completely. We have a very strong reporting dashboard which can give them of who their customers are, how many times they're repeatedly staying with them. Is there an opportunity of the people who've lost to bring them back? Then we have a very strong campaign engine. As I said, that if you want to create personalization, you need to have a very strong campaign calendar planned so that you can engage with the customer more often. Right? It's all about engagement. You need to keep on engaging with the customer to be able to marry the customer to the brand. You need to keep on engaging with them. And that's where we obviously can help you make that happen. We also have a mechanics whereby you can send this communication directly from the platform on an email, on an SMS. We have a feedback engine linked to it whereby you can send out a feedback to the customer. There's an option of sending out a survey. So, the customer, now say you're planning to open a new hotel, why don't you send out a survey to your top customers asking them that what would you want in the hotel? What kind of experiences you would want. It could be a poll which you can send out. So you have a very strong system which can enable you to take the feedback, improve that at the CRM end, and before the customer posts a negative feedback on a TripAdvisor, there's an opportunity for you to take action. Right? So we have a ticketing engine which can enable you to take action before the customer posts it onto a TripAdvisor, etc. So we what we do as a company, obviously we give you the platform which is integrated to your interfaces very tightly. We help you run the analytics on that data such that the campaigns can be planned. We give you a platform where you can create engagements with them, and you obviously have a mechanics where you can also redeem points within the group and outside the group also. So what we do for you, we obviously give you the technology. We also run a service to enable you and to help you run this. Right. So our experience has been that, be it large group or single property chain, they don't have enough manpower or the mechanics to be able to run this right. So we partner with you to help you run this for you, so that you're able to create the right engagement at the right time to the right customer with the right offer. We can help you create the collaterals, your SMS content, your emailers which have to get designed is something which we can help you get it done. And obviously we can help you do the analysis, personalize that experience for your end customer, and push the right offer to the right customer at the right time. Just last slide before I end it, because we are getting closer to 4. I mean, though I've got a lot more, but I think I would want to stop here. You can, what I've always realized is you need triggers and you need interventions when you want to incentivize, right? So you can incentivize the customer by number of times they come. You can incentivize the customer for the amount of money they're spending with you. You can incentivize the customer for liking you on social media. You can give out bonuses on their birthdays, and we've actually seen ROI of more than 20% when a bonus is going out on the birthday. Right? So 20% of people come back to redeem their bonuses on birthdays if the experience is done right, which is unheard of in marketing terms. Right? You can enable spend tiers, right? So you will obviously have a lot of your customers who are corporate customers, so you can actually incentivize the customer more often if they're coming back quickly to you in a smaller span of time. You can run contests for them, right? You can say, hey, the top 5 spenders or the top 5 people who are spending maximum number of nights are going to get probably an upgrade to the suite. You can run a referral program. I was saying that if you're able to get your own brand advocates to get their friends and family, it's the best way of marketing a brand. So we have an opportunity for you to run a referral program from the system itself. We also have a mechanics where you can run offers at so you can say 10% off only on alcohol if you come back next time within the next 3 days. Right? So we have an opportunity where we are working with ideas to make the offers more personalized, and make it in a mechanics which can be used only for certain set of people. So say for example, Tejas has not come back for 90 days and was an alcohol red wine drinker, you can actually say 10% off on a red wine. So those kind of experiences can really help you to be able to and help you in the journey to partner with you. Happy to take on questions. Jacob?
Am I audible? Yeah. Into the Q&A, remind you that deep integration into Ideas Next, Fortune ERP and the PMS play for those of you who are engaging with your customers directly. For any ideasnext.com, and time the below the we'll
Happy to answer any type of questions related to personalization, related to CRM.
Which have come up is from Navneet Audichya. What would be the cost if we are going to use these services? So you can email us on easy@ideasnext.com and we'll have our representatives from EasyRewardz get in touch with you right away, Navneet. The other question is from Alok Gupta. Can you would get an email with the copy of the presentation?
With the other type of offerings to send it out.
Right. Yes, Tejas. We will by default send it to all the attendees in this program.
Sure.
Wise, Tejas, maybe you might.
So in terms of cash benefit, in hospitality, you have a lot of soft benefits which are challenging but are not associated to cost, right? So if you look, let's take an example. Upgrade to the next room, upgrade to the next higher room category. The cost is not that much, but the delight is far more. Another example could be early check-in, late checkout. Is not so there are multiple soft benefits which come as a part, and pretty much all the programs which we help run have a combination of soft benefits and direct, direct incentives. Because there's an opportunity for you to create experiences at a level. Happy to take the discussion. We can write it and we can have a separate discussion on it.
The other thing I wanted to help and assistance to run the loyalty program, that is also something which is available. So you can have the technology. So
an hour with us to understand on what the other hotel groups are doing. Happy to help you, partner with you to not necessarily run it for you, but if you really want us to just have a discussion on where you stand and you would want us to help you identify those problem statements and take it, feel free to write to us. We are more than happy to help consult you to take your brand to the next level and see if there is an opportunity for us to help you in some form.
yes. Thank you, Tejas. And with that, we've come to the end of this webinar. And once again, to remind you that any queries that you have can be sent by email to easy@ideasnext.com, which is EASY@ideasnext.com. And by default, after this presentation, our marketing team will be sending each one of you with the slides that have been used in this webinar. Thank you once again, everybody. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tejas.